Hey everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with part 2 of making this fun pink Santa Christmas journal. So again, in part 1, if you missed it, I'll have it linked for you in the description, but we made the cover out of some Amazon packaging, one of those puffy mailers. It's kind of flopping open a lot right now, but I think it's gonna do better as we go. We'll see. But I plan on making it super chunky, so it may not matter. I may have to come up with some kind of closure. But when I left you, the cover looked like this on both sides. And this is where that packaging, again, I tore off the label and then the packaging wasn't even, and it's definitely, you're able to see it. But ta-da! On here, I decided to cover up where it had, if you remember, the paper had split, had cracked, and I wasn't liking how it looked, so I took some of this polka dotted. It's got pink and green and blue and red, and I think it goes really cute with the papers, and decided to make a wrap to go around the front cover, and then I left this open so that it can work as a side load pocket. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else on here. I have an idea of something we're going to make in today's video that I might stick to the front of that. But so I did that, and I actually sewed it on. I threw it on my sewing machine and just sewed it on. And I think I like how it looks. It wasn't perfectly straight, but then I added some of this lace because I kind of wanted to get that little bit of a shabby chic look going on here. So now Santa has some lace that I made kind of into a ruffle. And all I did to make that look is I took my lace and I took two-sided tape and I just taped it down as I went like this, right along the edge. And I made sure the tape stayed to this portion of the lace, kind of to the middle and down, because you can't really even feel the sticky through it. There's so many layers there. But I'm going to now cover it with this, and it's going to be great. So I did not sew the lace. I just made a little ruffle that is on there. So what I was going to do on camera, though, is we are going to glue this Santa to the cover. And more than likely, if it's bothering me that this is popping open later, if that's still bothering me, I'll probably just do some kind of loose ribbon closure. But again, this is a work in progress. I've never made a journal like this and with this kind of binding, and we're just going to have to see how we do. I did also slide this up just a touch. I've left this super long because we're going to make something with that. And then the only other thing I did was I did take the papers out and I trimmed them a little bit so that they were getting a little close, almost overhanging my cover, and I didn't want that. So I did trim them off just a little bit, but I think they all still look okay. And that's really all I did off camera. So we are going to use Fabrifix glue because I want to attach this paper to the lace and the fabric and the paper. So this is a great adhesive for paper to paper. Some people use it, I think, as their everyday glue. It's a great adhesive for fabric to fabric, paper to fabric, all those things. I don't use it as often as some other journalers. I don't like when my fingers get too sticky and I'm kind of messy. It's also, I find it a little bit thick. Now it's coming out, which is good. Even in this lovely Sugar Bell bottle I have it in, I don't know. I just struggle a little bit, and I think it's user error. Like I said, some people love this glue. And I like it. I mean, I use it and I need it. When I need it, I need it, right? But I definitely have some others that I would say are favorites. And it does tend, I'm constantly grabbing my pen and working it. I don't know why, but it does constantly. It's not like it's even clogged up. It's like, maybe it is, but it's like little globs get in there or something. I don't know. If you guys have any thoughts about my struggles, let me know. There we go. And I don't have that same issue like with my wet white glues. So, okay. Yay. I think that's enough. And I bent my pen, but I think it'll be okay. It'll go back in there. All right. I'm going to put it away, and I'm going to try not to get too much glue on my fingers. And again, nothing about this cover or this journal so far has been perfect, but it's a junk journal, and I still think it's going to be beautiful when it's all done because these papers are so much fun to work with. And I'll have these linked for you in the description too. This is Enchanted Journal Kit on Etsy, and this is their mint pink Christmas. They have one that has the papers and then an ephemera kit. So I'll have that linked for you if you want to go take a look, but make your journal with whatever you happen to have on hand and that you like. It will be just fine. All right, so I'm going to just set this aside to dry, and if I need to add a little more adhesive, or if I decide I want to put another piece of lace or something on there, we can do that later, but I'm just going to set it aside because in this video, we are going to make some ephemera pieces, and I love using the kit, you know, like it is, but I also want to show you some ideas of some things you can make. So I cut white cardstock into, let's see what size I cut these. I think they're 3 inches wide, 3, and they ended up being 7.5 inches long. And then I did 2 because I'm going to do something to make some, just an easy pocket, but decorated pretty. These are 2 inches by 4.5. So those will fit the pages in my journal well. So for example, after I have this decorated, if I want to put the panel here, I could, or it could go on any of the pages, like for a nice tuck spot or pockets or things like that. And then these are a great size for the pages as well. I could do, you know, 2 stacked or just 1 for taller items. But what we're going to do is make some fun decorated strips using pieces from the papers. So I did punch out a few flowers from one of the ephemera pages. It had some circles that I punched out, and it had just some, like an envelope and this circle kind of pocket, and I decided I just want some pieces. So I cut some hearts, and I cut some flowers, and then I also have these circles. I have these lovely little rectangle images. Most of these are Santas, but then I also have the tree and some flowers, so we're going to use those. And we may use a ticket. You know, I'm not quite sure what all we're going to put on here, but it's going to be like a little fun collage strip. So these, I'm going to do this orientation, and I'm just going to start laying down papers. I also have, and again, I can't ever really tell what's on camera and what's not. I have some of these strips that were on a page. I have some larger pieces too already cut out that we might use. And then I have things I haven't even cut out yet, but I was looking for the page, this one, because we may pick a few words. We've got ho, 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 Christmas, snowman, Santa, I mean, all kinds of little words, and even some tabs we might use. So I wanted to set those where I could see them. So when I'm collaging, nothing has to be perfect, and I may even grab, because I have some book page, because I love to use book page in my journals, as you guys know. And we're just going to make some fun layered strips. I'm going to just do a finger tear on the end, and let's see. I may let these all overlap some and then trim them up, because I do kind of want them to look like neat. So I think you'll get the idea here in just a minute as I get going. leave me a comment and let me know if you like to do this kind of collaging. You may have to see what I'm doing before you decide. Let's use some Reader's Digest book page. It has a nice aged, weathered look. And a lot of these papers, you know, have the pink and the white, but I'm going to use some distress ink and some other things. So I think the book page will coordinate well and bring out the warm tones in the paper. You could pick a paper that has, you know, a more brighter white, but I'm going to use this, and I think I'm going to like it. All right, so I've got an extra, and I'm just going to, again, just do a finger tear, just get a section going and start laying it down. Now, a lot of times when I do this type of collaging, I will use my favorite glue stick, which is this one, the Yoo-Hoo glue stick. I get these on Amazon. I think I get them in like a 12 pack. And we're going to just use this paper so I don't make a mess on my mat. And I find they're really good for this kind of collaging. And then if I have little tiny things or little pieces that maybe flop up, I'll just grab my wet white glue and stick it down. Okay. So welcome everyone. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hopefully crafting with me today. I'm going to let this hang over just a little bit because like I said, we are going to trim this all up when we're done. I'm going to get my scissors out. Those are pretty flowers. Let me set this one aside so I don't get it messed up with my glue that I have going on. And I ended up not using some of the pages, and I told you I was going to use it for other things. So I am going to get a little piece of this, and we may even use just the pink side as well. I'm going to, I think we'll bring it maybe this way. Yeah, why not? It'll come together. And then, like I said, we're going to do some of those little elements over top. And I think this is going to just give, instead of just using the papers flat or as they are, it's going to give it a little bit of interest, I hope. I also, like I said, I have some ideas of some fun dangles that I want to do. All right, we're going to bring that up so that it overlaps just a little bit. And I've got this piece right here. I may just bring it there. It's always a challenge when I'm doing this on video. What do I talk about? So I'm going to try to think of some things to share with you guys. So I had mentioned previously that I was considering doing some videos where I had a few people tell me they would be interested in hearing kind of my version or my take on, you know, things I've learned or that I now do differently at this stage in my life, those kind of videos. I don't know, we'll see. But a few of you said yes, you thought that that would be good. And as you're also perhaps considering making life or career changes, that you might enjoy that. So I am still giving that some thought, but I'm not quite sure yet when I'm going to have time to pull something like that together. And then part of me is like, oh, just wing it. Just sit down and do something and talk a little. So we'll see. We'll see. I was thinking of using, I only have a tiny bit of this left. This is it that we did the cover with. And to just kind of get a nod to that. Kind of losing that fun torn edge of the book page, but that's all right. Again, this is just the base layer, and then we will make it look really pretty here in just a second. Whoa, sliding everywhere, Pam. All right, and then I need just a little smidge right here, and I like seeing the torn pieces. Bring that down just a touch. And then let's put pink right in that corner. All right. And again, I'm trying not to make the biggest mess on my craft pad if I can, but sometimes it's hard. And I'm probably going to get just a little bit of glue on my scissors, but let yours dry. If you're not filming and you're doing this, let your paper dry before you cut it. But I want to get this one so they're not hanging off and sticking to everything else. There we go. Doesn't that look nice? Now, let's make it look super fun and cute. Now, another way to do this, instead of cutting your strips, is you could just collage one piece of paper and then cut it into the size strips that you want, like do a masterboard. And I have some videos of me doing some masterboard collaging. If you need a little inspiration, just search for that on my channel. But you can also just do the strips. Some people say this is less overwhelming to them because they don't have the whole page in front of them and it's just a smaller section. So again, think it through and then do it how you want to. I am going to use some walnut stain distress ink and see what we can do about getting some little pieces layered on here. And I'm gonna go ahead and distress around the edge. And then we'll see what we got. All right. That's fun. And I do want to pick a word, and since I'm putting Santa, we got lots of Santas to use in this kit, but let's grab ho, ho, ho. And I thought about going ahead and cutting some of these out, but I have so many little tiny pieces, and then I can't find what I'm looking for. So sometimes when it's just a rectangle like this, it's a little easier to cut them out as I go. Cut them out as I go. All right. So my husband, he's so sweet. I brought down the Christmas decoration boxes for me, got them all down off of the shelves and brought them into the house. And I think I mentioned we got our tree up, which was exciting. But I decided to, well, I haven't gotten to all the rest of the decorations. I've done a few. So this morning I said, okay, I'm going to do 2 big bins and then I'm going to do some crafting. And then I'll do 2 more this afternoon. So as soon as I finish filming this video, I'm going to do some more of our Christmas decorating. I hung up our stockings earlier. And what else did I do? I set out, I have framed pictures from when the kids were young, like little, you know, like that 5, 6, 7 year. I think the one of Julie, she's even younger, but in Christmas frames that just sit on some of the tables. So I got all of those out and set them around. We don't have any young children in our family at this stage, but it's fun to have those out and about. So I did that. Oh, my grandma made years ago using felt this Santa face. So it's like the hat and then the eyes and the beard, maybe the nose. Anyway, I've had it forever, and the felt is on some kind of cardboard and then fishing line, and so then it dangles. Anyway, it's super cute, and I always hang it from the chandelier, the light fixture that's in our breakfast room. So anyway, I put that up. She also crocheted a Santa that goes over a doorknob. Do you remember those? And then it ties, and it has some little bells on the little tie. It's so old, but I put that out every year. I have an advent calendar that I put out. I hung the mistletoe. Yeah, it was a fun morning doing that. So anyway, we'll see. We will see. All right, I'm going to try a bow. I don't want it to be too chunky, but I'm going to fold this in half like that because I think it'll end up being a pretty white bow. Yeah, and I think I can smush it and kind of get it flat on here. And then when I cut it, let's see. Ta-da! And if it's too chunky, I'll use it somewhere else. But let's see. I was thinking then I could open these up a touch. It'll look different. It'll be a different kind of bow. All right. So I don't know if you're getting the idea, but we're just going to have all these little elements. We're going to have them around. Let's see what I can do with these little flowers. We could layer them. So this one is a little more just neutral. A little bit of ink, and I thought about getting my pink ink out, but I think I'm gonna skip it for today. My pink ink. Okay. We'll do a flower there, and I think I want to put a sparkle or something in the middle. Let's see if one of these would look cute. I think these are going to be fun colors to go with this journal. All right, I kind of like that one, but let's see this one. Ooh, I think that pink's even better. Well, are they the same? Oh no, it looks a little different. I thought I had grabbed one of these. This is a faceted one. I don't know. Let's do the pearly looking one. And I do think the minty green like this is going to be cute. Not on this flower, but it's going to be cute somewhere. Maybe up by that tree. I could do, there's some little tiny ones. Let's see if I can get it out. Yeah, a little tiny one. Maybe even a couple. It'll be nice, and it's going to add some bulk to the journal, but I don't mind. I like a chunky journal. I don't know about you guys. Some people talk about how they really like ideas, where that keep everything really flat, and I totally appreciate that, but it doesn't bother me. I'm getting out my cheapo glue gun, and it's going to take it just a minute to warm up. I have no idea if you guys can see me bending over. My rear end in the camera. Okay. We're going to let that heat up just a touch, and I'm going to try not to burn myself and lose all my pretty little doodads. So some of these obviously do not need hot glue, but let's go ahead and start sticking some down. I'm just going to use my wet white glue and stick it down right there. And then when this heats up, by the time I do all of this, hopefully we'll be good to go. We might even add a few more things. We'll see. And again, use whatever you have. Someone mentioned, and I thought it was a really good thing to mention. I sometimes forget, if you don't have words or papers or things with words that you want to use, you can handwrite them. I talk about that a lot, but grab a magazine and, you know, find, you know, some words that you would like to use and cut them out. It'll work. And I'm going to leave these not stuck all the way down. Get a little bit of texture there. All right, I'm going to use the hot glue since I'm getting it out for the bow and for these elements here. Now, isn't that going to be cute? And then we'll find a place in the journal for it. I'm thinking I might put it over that polka dotted fabric pocket right as we open it up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, this is still heating up. So I'm going to set this aside for just a moment. And I'm going to make a similar one out of this. And I might make more than just two, but I'm not going to make that right now. I'll do that and then show you what I made in the next video. But let's do these pockets really quick. And I think what I'm going to do for these is I am going to, I don't care if the text is going sideways like this. So I'm going to just cover the paper. I started off with white paper because I said, oh, I'm going to use bright white. I'm going to cover these both, though, just with some book page. And then we will do some fun decorating. And sometimes I will make book page pockets that I don't mount on cardstock. I just take the book page and maybe 2 layers if I feel like it needs it. But I have these cut the size I want, and we're just going to go with it. We're going to layer on the cardstock that I had prepared. All right, lots of different options. And again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Let me get these glued down. And I'm going to decorate these as if I'm going to use them maybe on the same page. But if I end up splitting them up, it'll be all right. But that way, we kind of get the idea of doing a page with stacked pockets. And a lot of the pink pages, I'm going to leave a lot of them with just a small decoration or plain or just a tiny little something because I also want this journal to be one that can be written in, and I think the pink is light enough that, you know, we can just write on it and it'll be all right. Okay, so let me go ahead and ink around these while I think about what I want to do to make these look super cute. If you were, leave me a comment and let me know if you were going to, if I was going to design one more paper kit, it would have to be fast, so I don't know if I'll have time, but if I was going to, or for next year, like a Christmas kit, I think someone had said, and I didn't get to it, that they would like cottages or little, like, you know, winter houses, something like that. Let me know, but it doesn't have to be that. So, like, would you like, I did the Santa and Friends, would you like more Santa images? Is there a color palette you're interested in? Would you like to see snowmen, elves, gnomes? Like, you know, what is it? What kind of themes? Do you want something, again, more vintagey and classic? And again, I don't know that it will happen for this season, knowing what I have on my plate over the next couple of weeks. But I always enjoy thinking about the next one, right? And what would be fun. I'm already starting to get some ideas for Valentine's Day, which is also one of my favorite crafting seasons. I love crafting with hearts. And you can do all different, it doesn't have to just be red, right? We can use all the colors with hearts. And so I haven't made a Valentine themed digital paper kit before. I just got into making digital paper the last few months. So that is not something that I have. All right, we're going to use these two so they each get like a strip. Part of this strip was mostly just kind of a pink. This one has a lot of variation, but I think you'll get the idea of having a strip running through, right? And then I was thinking, and this one is more of just a floral. Maybe we need a Santa. Or we could do, I don't even know what these are. Are they like little mice or something? I think, the ears don't look like a frog. I don't know. These are little like fun creatures. Christmas creatures. If you guys know what they are or your guess, let me know. I'm just not quite sure. They're not supposed to depict a real animal. All right. So we can do that. We can do this. So it's sort of like the idea of mimicking ribbon, but it's not. Ooh, and then maybe we'll use some of our hearts that I punched out. All right, so let's start gluing down the ink. And I see my hot glue gun is ready. We'll get back to that in just a minute. I'm almost done with these. And we may need ribbon or sparkle or bling on these as well. All right, one thing I did notice is, even though I don't mind that they're sideways, nope, I had it right, I would like them to be the same. Same direction. I'm gonna bring this one down a little. That one was almost centered. This one I brought down. And I'm gonna do that a little bit intentionally at an angle. And this one I might turn just a little, we'll see. I think I told you guys, I can't remember. I think I told you that I'm asking for Christmas from my husband a light kit so that I have better lighting when I'm videoing, especially here in the winter as it gets dark so early. So I'm gonna have to learn how to use it and how to set it up. But that is on my wish list, along with, I think I told you guys I'm planning to do a reorganization of this room, which will be a labor of love and a chore to get this all cleaned up and straightened out, but that's okay. It'll be worth it, I'm sure. All right. How about some words, and then we'll call this done. You know what? Maybe a different shape heart, because I used the kind of the tall, skinny one. Maybe we'll do that so that they're similar, but not the same. All right, I'm going to say that is supposed to be a frog, and I'm going to use the word froggy just because I think it's funny. So we'll do froggy and joyful as our two words. All right, we're in business. So there's froggy, and then they look joyful, since I don't know exactly what those are supposed to be. Ooh, I need to, and I'm going to, this isn't one project I am going to do. I already did the video showing you guys how I made the ephemera folders. And I told you I'm not the best at always taking all of my little bits and pieces, putting in there, but I'm going to do a large one, a larger size one. And I'm going to put all of my Christmas extras, all the bits and bobs from all these kits and all these paper things I've been playing with. And that way, then I can just open it up and have some really fun pieces to work with. So that is something I'm going to do for myself during this month of December. And I was even thinking, because I have a lot of Christmas, and I love Christmas, but then next year I would be really happy to just grab it and get ideas and remember the papers, you know, that I crafted with. And I love using scraps and doing scrap busters, so it'll really set me up well for that. But I was even thinking I might make the pages, you know, with the strips of paper to tuck everything in, and then just put it in a notebook, like a 3-ring binder. I might do something like that because I think I would use that well. So, okay. These we could add, you know, a little dot or something too, but I think I'm going to just leave those like that. I like them. I like how they turned out. I think they're super cute. Okay, now we are going to try not to burn ourselves or make a mess with the hot glue. I'm going to just put a nice dab there. These glue strings always make me a little bit crazy, but I can pull them all off later. All right. And I a lot of times just use glue or glue dots or things to put these down. But like I said, since I have the hot glue out, I figure I'll use it. All right, I'm going to be very careful. And we're going to stick her down. These definitely do better with the hot glue, so it's worth plugging it in. Whoa. I probably should get my tweezers out. Ooh. But there we go. The other thing I could have used for these is this. I didn't think about it. I think this would work too. So something to think about if you don't want to risk the hot glue, or if you don't have hot glue. All right. I did better with the second one. The first one, I got too much glue. And you can kind of see it, but I think once it all dries and I pull the strings off, it'll be fine. Oh, I love it. I think it turned out so cute. All right, let's put this away. And I have some other things I'm going to hot glue as soon as I finish this video, so I'm going to leave that right there. These are so sweet. Let's grab our journal and see how it's drying. I think it's looking good. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So then let's think about this. Whoa. Do we like that on this pocket? And then it's still going to be open here. I think I have to be careful how I glue it down, because if the glue seeps through, it's going to close up our pocket. I have to give this some thought. Maybe if I just do glue on these 3 sides, not that I'm planning to use this as a pocket, but it'll be enough to hold it on here and not lose too much real estate in our pocket. I think I'm going to use my hot glue since I have it out, and I'm just going to run it on those 3 sides like I mentioned, and let's hope I don't close up our pocket. All right. I don't use a lot of hot glue like this paper to fabric in my journals. I don't get my hot glue gun out that often. But I did use it a lot making the lollipop favors I had for my craft show. There was a little ribbon on each one, and it was just super easy to hot glue those down. Okay, let's see how we did. I think we're okay. And I don't think it stuck. See, it didn't. So it stuck to the fabric, but the hot glue did not go through. So everything is nice and safe. Oh, I just think that is too cute. Yep, this is going to be a beautiful journal. All right, now these fellas, I may wait. No, let's just go ahead and stick them down. Why not? A joyful froggy. And pick. This will be a cute page to put them on. And then we'll just put small things in these. So I will just use my wet white glue. This way I don't have to keep up with these and wonder, what did I do? All right, so while I'm off camera and before part 3, I'm probably going to make a few more pockets that are similar in style. a few more of those collage strips, and then I'll show you different ways of installing them so that, you know, we can use them as tuck spots or pockets. And think of what the next video is going to be about. It's probably going to be some different pocket styles. I also am planning to do a fun flip, and it may be on these 2 pages, but I'm also trying to remember if I ever want to pull the pages out, which really isn't that important to me. I've got to be careful what I put on here, I guess is the way to say that. But I'm planning some kind of fun folio flippy out thing. So that might be the next video. I'll show you what I've made off camera as far as a few more pockets and collage strips go. And then maybe we'll do the flip out folio, and it's going to be in the center spread. So that's for part 3. This was part 2. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a great one. See ya.